11 days through training camp for the Jaguars, and now we're really getting closer and closer to that first preseason game. Justin, a little bit of a scare today for Jaguars fans. No Brian Thomas Jr. on the field, but they did say he's day-to-day with an illness. So not injury, but illness.
That's great news for BTJ. Hadn't had the best camp, and you've seen him get banged up a little bit. You're wondering when you didn't see him today,
Yep.
is it injury-related? It's not. Thankfully, BTJ is going to be good to go once he gets healthy.
All right, let's jump straight into some mailbag questions. This one comes from J. Paul. Do you think the starters should start on Saturday?
Absolutely not. Keep them as far away from the starting lineup as anything. I want to see them get work in the joint practices.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit of work in a preseason game. I think preseason should be for the guys that are fighting for the roster bubble. Kind of like James Gladstone and Liam Cohn have both said, hey, this is why LA was a preferred destination for free agents, because we had so many guys, those UDFAs, playing big roles in the preseason, so I think they should follow that philosophy here.
I'm not that far removed from you. I mean, maybe a little bit if it's one drive, fine, but for the most part, I would be far more reserved and would not play many of them. If you're hoping to see Travis Hunter, I don't know if I'd put him on the field personally.
It just scares me.
Okay.
It scares me too much.
Let's get to this next one. How about this one from AD 2021 Robbery? What is the consensus for how Hunter has looked for offense versus defense? And what do you see as areas where he still needs to progress?
Well, I'll take the second part of that question first. I think we need to see him first with, in terms of progression with that first team defense.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him there with running with those Tyson Campbells, Jordan Lewis's, those kind of guys, and matching up against BTJ and Diami. That's where I think that growth needs to happen. I think he's played the most and the best at receiver.
Yes.
Just because it seems like he's played more in camp there.
Yeah, I think he's looked good on offense and defense. I think he looks really good on defense personally. I think he's very patient. I mean, if I had one red flag, I think the referees out here have let all the DBs be maybe a little grabby, a little handsy for what I think they're going to be able to do during games. But that's just me. I'm no ref, but that means I have good vision. So, but on offense, I think he's been fine. I think they're still trying to figure out how to integrate him and find that balance and get him those short passes that let him do the thing that he's really good at, which is being explosive in the open field. All right, this one from Bush Drive Rich. Who looks more like the starter so far in camp? This is talking about that third linebacker, Garadek or Abdullah?
Yeah, I think with Gardek coming off the PUP list relatively recently in the last week, and Yasir's been running more with the number ones. I think Yasir, to me, is my guy who I would lean towards. And maybe Gardek goes on to become that guy who can come in and give you 7 sacks like he's had before. But I think it's probably, if I'm tossing those guys up right now, I'm going with Yasir. Yeah,
look, Gardek missed the early part of camp, so we really haven't got a chance. So he has to unseat Yasir. I know there's the or there. That was kind of one of the surprise spots for a lot of people. I think a lot of people saw the Yasir in the starting lineup and said, oh, that's surprising. Well, it wasn't. He's been running with the starters the majority of camp. Gardek's been hurt, so we'll see just how quickly he gets up to speed and maybe can start to push Yasir a little bit. But right now, I'd say Yasir has a stranglehold on that job.
I agree. Hey, good for you. He'd be a first-year starter in a sense.
It would ultimately be a first-year starter. And I mean, keep in mind that's the third linebacker spot. Doesn't exactly get a ton of run. But for what it looks like they want to do with that third backer spot, it does fit to his fit to what he wants to do. All right, how about this one? And this is the last one. I think it's referring to what we saw on the field yesterday. This one from Mr. Asphalt 50. Does BTJ bounce back? Well, he didn't practice today.
Didn't practice today, but he's gonna be fine. BTJ last preseason training camp was kind of a little bit on the field. You and I talked about that. Like, it's got to look like number one. We saw what happened in the season. He's going to be fine.
No need to panic about Brian Thomas Jr. You want more training camp coverage, head over to newsforjags.com and make sure you follow us over on Instagram. Just look for Sports for Jags. That'll do it for sports.